They told me you can't do that here, Beanie. It might sound good in one of your books, but this is a construction site. You can't build a learning environment here. But I didn't start with a touchy-feely feel-good program or some poster. It started with a shelf. One shelf, a few books, a marble, a cricket ball, and a football. That's how you build a learning environment. Not with noise, but with signals. Signals that say, we improve here and we think here. We actually give a about getting better together. Human beings don't just need motivation. They need a purpose, autonomy, and a shot at mastery. When you build that into your environment, your team will grow and they will improve. And what happens next is they start to own the change with you. You want to build your culture? Start with a shelf.
Now, this might sound a little bit like I am trying to knock execs. I'm not. That's not the point that I'm making here. The constraint, slowing the project down, has already been named, okay? But it wasn't by someone in your boardroom. I'm going to give you an example of this in a minute. While the gap between decisions and the work front stays open, that drift away from the baseline, below the baseline, is going to keep compounding. And you can do as many review meetings as you like, but you're not going to catch it and you're not going to stop it with that. The people at the work front know what's going on. They already know where the problem is. Classic example, walked onto a project a couple of years back. All hell was breaking loose. Could not get the EV anywhere near what we're forecasting we were earning. A simple task, hydro testing, some fire lines that should have taken hours, was taking days. It was taking days because they had the wrong people on the job. It was specialised work. We needed a specialised crew to do it. Supervisors had flagged it. Superintendents had flagged it. The contractor, who they all work for, had flagged it. The primary contractor, who I came on board with, kept ignoring it because it was easier just to tell the general contractor to do it than to sort the problem out themselves. That wasn't reflecting. All it was reflecting in the steerco meeting every day was extremely poor EV. Wasn't a complicated fix. It was quite simple. So as we did that, EV started to move. We got those tests down from taking 5-6 days and pulling them apart 2-3 times to stop all the leaks to going through in 4 to 6 hours in one go. If you don't know what you're looking for, the data's not going to tell you that, especially at the boardroom level. All it's going to say is you're not earning anywhere near what you forecast you're going to earn, and time, budget is going to blow out. All right. The way that we catch it early. This is the process. This is the most powerful, as Christian Buzkosa says, the most powerful process on the planet. I'll step you through it in a minute. I'll let him tell you why first.
This is the most powerful tool on earth. As an organisation, we helped 3 NFL teams win the Super Bowl by teaching them how to use this method by coaching. It's called debrief, and it's only 4 steps. Intention, expectation, or what we call objective. Reality or results, what we call result. Curiosity, or what we call cause, the cause of this gap in performance. And action, what am I actually going to do about it?
We had been following that process right from the start. What's the objective? Get the hydro test down to 6 hours. Okay, what results are we currently getting? Well, at the moment, we're pulling it apart 2 and 3 times, and it's taking us 3, 4 or more days to get it done. Why? What's causing that? We've got the wrong guys on the job. We need some specialised fitters. It's all stainless screwed pipe. We need specialised guys that are trained in this to fit it properly the first time so we don't get the leaks. We're causing more leaks on the second hydro test than the first one sometimes when we're pulling apart. What's the actions? Get the guys, find the person that does this work, get a crew, get them on a plane, get them here. Not next week, not 3 weeks' time, not when we feel like it. Get it done. Would have been over. Weeks. We're saying there's weeks of heartache had we followed the ORCA process right from the start. Anyway, what we're using the ORCA process for at the moment is Benny needs to fill the stealth team lab cohort. We need 5 people in there. So let's use the ORCA process to get this moving. Ready to start, Claude? Have you run an ORCA with your team yet? Hot dog, yes you have. Not a hot dog, no you haven't. And if you say not a hot dog, when are you going to do it? Drop it in the comments. Did yesterday's action get done? Yes it did. Home. Oop, got to do one go. Don't usually get that in one go. Normally says hi or some other nonsense. That's just an extra that I've thrown in there because I tend to, well, the probability of me failing of not doing my ORCA live is higher when I'm on a travel day. So we put extra precautions in place. Did you practice your 2 runs before going live? Now I'm sweating so much. Can't even tap the screen. Yes, I did. Quite warm here in Rocky tonight. I'm going to cook me dinner in a minute, so I want to get this done. Welcome back to another ORCA Live, May 18th. 14.4 minutes, 1% of your day. That'll add hours to it. Audience live debrief, real work, real results. Let's go. Step 1 is the objective. We're locking in exactly what we set out today. Beanie, what was the objective today? Today's objective was to do a second pass on the workshop so that I can get that offer out and test it. Good objective, complete second pass on the workshop offer. Yes, it did. What we started doing was we started writing the offer doc. So we've had a second pass crack at it. We've started working on the offer doc. It's not where I want it to be yet. Got more work to do on it, but that'll be tomorrow's action. Second pass done, offer doc started, not finished, but further than yesterday. Win or a gap? I'm going to call it a gap. Usually, if I set out to do something like that, I would have finished it, particularly the offer doc. But I didn't do a full kit, as in I didn't go and dig out the video on how to write the offer doc before I started. So Claude decided he knew better and how to do it, and what was produced was subpar. That's why it needs revising. The gap is you didn't verify full kit before starting. The video on how to write the offer doc wasn't watched first. So Claude worked without the right framework and the output wasn't good enough. Why didn't you watch the video first time? Because it was Sunday and I was being a bit lazy. And I took Claude's word for it that he would be able to write a competent or an offer doc to a good framework. without it. I shouldn't have just taken his word for it. Don't believe everything that AI tells you, funnily enough. That's your root cause. Skip the prep, trust the cloud without verifying the framework first. Optimism bias, same pattern that's shown up before. That sits in execution, error, omissions, one action. Who does what, by, when. Benny will dig out the off-a-doc video from YouTube so that it's prepped and ready to do the next pass, which I'll pull that doc out tonight, so that'll be tomorrow's task, and then by Wednesday we will do the next pass of the offer. Bit going on at the moment, so I'm not going to set myself up to fail by deciding to try and do too much too early. Benny finds the off-a-doc video on YouTube tonight, so Wednesday pass, the off-a-doc is done without the right framework. That's the action. What's the objective for tomorrow? That is the objective for tomorrow. Find that video. So I've verified full kit and we're ready to rewrite that doc on Wednesday. Need to do some work on this prompt at some point too. Keeps asking that same question twice. Asked it not to. I really need to rewrite the prompt. Just been lazy again. Locked objective for tomorrow. Find the off-a-doc, verify full kit. Ready to rewrite Wednesday. 44 sessions. Second pass done. Off-a-doc started. Gap identified. Skip the prep and pay for it with a substandard output. Fix is simple. Ever seen that on a construction site? Once or twice. Fix is simple. Find a video tonight, rewrite Wednesday with the right framework. Optimism biases still showing up. Still getting caught. That's the process working. See you tomorrow. Tap to log session. Man, this is slow. Day 44 logged. Take that, use it, made a great week. If you got some people that are either ready to step up to the next level or you want to get them ready to step up to the next level, head across, have a look inside construction school. There's something called the Catalyst Academy. Might be worth thinking about putting them in there. Speak soon.
This has been the Trouble Mode Coach, and I want to tell you about a new pilot program that I've got starting this month that I think might just be of interest to you. So it's specifically for two types of people. Number one is you're stuck at a certain level in the construction industry and you can't seem to step up to that next level. Or number two is you got the reverse problem like I had, where you get thrown in the deep end and you think, what the am I supposed to do now? How did you get into the position that you're currently in? I'm going to tell you a quick story about how I got most of my career I spent as a construction superintendent. Anyway, digress a little bit. This is how I actually became a superintendent. So I was on a little gold mine down in Bendigo in Victoria, and the superintendent, I was the supervisor at this point in time. I'd actually only just come off the tools. I had a lot of supervisory experience before, but I'd been on the tools on a job in Darwin. Supervisor there really liked me. He brought me down to this job as a supervisor, and one day my superintendent walked up to me and goes, "Hey Bernie." "Yeah, Pete." "I just sacked the construction manager." He said, "I'm the construction manager now," and he said, "You're now the superintendent." I went, "That's great, Pete. Appreciate your confidence in me." But I said, "What the does superintendent do?" So if you're stuck stepping up to that next level, or you've been thrown in the deep end like I was, he looked at me, I'll never forget these words. He said, "You're a smart boy, you'll figure it out." Message me the word sweat more, and what I'll do is I'll send you through a link where you can book in for what's known as a triage chat, which is just a quick 15-minute call where we get together to see if we think we might be a good fit to work together or not. Because as the Spartan Warrior said, if you sweat more in training, you'll bleed less in war. Speak soon.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.